What's happening, people? What's going on? It's your boy Chaos. It's just our opinion segment. Back at it again. Yeah, we're back at it again. And tonight's, well, it might be daytime where y'all at, but it's nighttime here in California where I'm at right now. But anyway, please subscribe to this channel, you know what I'm saying? DJ Chaos, the Mix Master. All right, let's get to the topic. The topic tonight is Angela Bassett lose to Jamie Lee Curtis at the 2023 Oscar Awards last night. Well, I'm finna say some things that might sound what they consider as racist, but it is what it is. Um, Last night, Jamie Lee Curtis won her Oscar. I don't really watch the Oscars or whatever the case may be. I just read the tabloids and read other people's comments and posts and stuff. But for some reason, she won. Well, for the reason of she won the Oscar and the movies she's played over the years. Um, and people are pretty much on the Caucasian side of the game is pretty damn happy. Now, on the other hand, she wins against Sister Angela Bassett, who we know is a great successful and a very beautiful actor, I should say. You know, I remember seeing Angela Bassett way back in the 80s acting, on TV shows like The Cosby Show. And one thing about it, when you watch these actors from in the present time versus how it was back in the day, you really never thought they would climb up the charts like they did. But Angela Bassett played a lot of her characters very successfully and very beautifully. And she is one drop dead gorgeous sister, and she basically have done her part in playing her characters in different movies. I've seen pretty much all the movies, almost all the movies she done ever made, or in, or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? From Boys in the Hood all the way to Estella Got a Groove Back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've seen her in a lot of movies and TV shows. But the thing is, black people, mainly black women, felt like Miss Bassett should have won the Oscars last night because of her, credibility of acting. However, Jamie Lee Curtis, she's been acting a little bit longer, you know, in movies and stuff like that before Angela Bassett got up on the big screen. Some people might say, and what that's supposed to mean? Well, I'm not taking up for Miss Curtis, but here's the thing. She's also a nice looking Caucasian woman. I've seen her in a couple of movies, but it ain't very few. It's only ones I can really remember is, that she's basically really known for playing is that the horror movies, to believe it or not. And what Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd, and she was also in the movie with Dan Aykroyd again in My Girl Part 1 and 2. Now, she's a pretty good actor too, but the thing is, y'all black people, my beautiful black people, the Oscars is not ours. The Oscars is them people's. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, is their production thing. I mean, the industry is basically run by them people. And if they feel like that's who they want to win, that's who's going to win. You know, I don't watch none of that stuff anymore. I haven't watched it in years. It's probably been damn near decades. Because the thing is, they like certain people to be a certain way in these big screen shows. And it might, like I say, it's going to sound a little bit racist, but hey, what the hell? Because, you know, you have to be as blind as Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, and a bat to not see how this production situation goes. Because, you know, you can go as far as back as the 1920s and 30s. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand, MGM Grand, once upon a time, you know, Metro Golden Mayer was basically ran by two brothers. Um, I know one of them name was Henry Golden Mayer, and he basically funded the movie, The Real Birth of a Nation movie, which was a black and white movie that didn't have it just music, it was music playing, but it had subtitles. And that movie basically was one of the most prejudiced and racist movie in blockbuster history. And it was also a movie that spawned the Ku Klux Klan. It was basically a recruiting movie. Now, some people probably don't know that because, you know, back that movie is basically almost 100, maybe at 100 years old now, the original version of that movie. But the thing is, that movie was in production to basically promote the KKK, and it also helped promote, you know, the whole concept of white supremacy. But those brothers basically made a lot of money, and they started MGM Grand, and then you had other Caucasian guys that basically followed suit and started other TV production lines like Warner Brothers, Columbia Pictures, and MCA, which is now we know as Universal Entertainment. All these networks are Caucasian owned. So that means that they can control, distribute, and put out whatever they feel like they want to put out. Now, we're in the 2023 persona of the Oscars. And a lot of us know that Angela Bassett is a damn good actor. We know that. We also know that Jamie Lee Curtis is an actor. But Angela Bassett, most people might say, well, it's not racist because she didn't win. It's just that, you know, that's just how it is. Well, like I say, again, when you go and peel back the surface of this production of Hollywood, you can understand how they run those things and why they run those things the way they do. And one thing you have to know for certain, the difference between Jamie Lee Curtis and Angela Bassett. See, to be honest with you, The industry is basically evil and wicked. It's very evil and wicked. And one thing you got to know for certain, they like to promote things that basically promote, they like to promote things that are very evil and very dysfunctional. And that's the ones that basically get the most props because you got to think about it. Jamie Lee Curtis played back in 1978, if I ain't mistaken, a movie called um, was the scary movie with Michael Myers, Halloween. Yeah, Halloween. And Halloween was a movie about a man named Mike Myers that was going around, Michael Myers that was going around killing people. And that was whatever pretty much everybody remembers her by. And you got to understand, Hollywood like a train wreck. They love evil. They love anything that is not positive, basically. On the other hand, Angela Bassett, she played a lot of positive roles in different TV shows and movies, you know. And they are not really funded uh, funded with the whole concepts of positivity. So she's not going to win because that's just the way they have things set up. And you can get mad if you're Caucasian or black, but you know I'm not lying because we can do a little back feeling motion and do and I can bring up two examples of why I say they love evil. Okay, do y'all remember this movie right here, Monsters Ball, with Halle Berry and Billy Bob Thornton? If you ain't never seen this movie, look it up, rent it or buy it. But Halle Berry won the Oscar back here a little bit after this movie was made for her little runty ass role in that movie, sleeping with this hillbilly ass white man played by Billy Bob Thornton. She literally won an Oscar for that. Now, 2002, Denzel Washington plays this crooked ass police officer in Los Angeles, California, called Training Day. He also wins an Oscar for this movie. Knowing that Brother Washington have played in beautiful movies besides Training Day. He played in Malcolm X. He played in The Bone Collector. He played in a whole lot of movies that had a lot of positive intellect to it. But Hollywood gives him an Oscar for this movie because it was a corrupt black police officer. Not to mention he gets killed at the end by by some Russians or something like that. But it just goes to show you how Hollywood is set up. And that's just the way it is. See, we will never understand it because we really don't know the history of Hollywood and how Hollywood was created. So the next time you sit up there and you see a person like Sister Angela Bassett or somebody like Jamie Lee Curtis win the Oscars, you got to ask yourself, what real big role did they play in these movies that we basically watch and endure? And why did Hollywood pick who they picked in the Oscars? And do you really know what the Oscars was all about? Because a lot of us, I don't think we do. It's your boy Chaos, signing out. Deuces.